So I'm going on a road trip with a couple buddies and I need a pack to make sure I can still make content. So I'm basically gonna be going over my essentials for a road trip and content making all in one. I know what you're thinking, packing for the list, that's absolutely so easy, but I did this trip last year and there's a lot of things that I wish I brought that would have better prepared me. I am gonna go over my own personal list, and if you have any other things that you would recommend, I highly suggest you leave a comment down below. But it's gonna outline all the stuff that I guess are essential, and that's clothes aside. We all know we need clothes, and I hope you bring clothes and a change of clothes. And if not, reevaluate your road trip skills. So stay tuned, I'm gonna head back to my garage, and then we can kind of go over everything. So let's get the main boys out of the way. It is your cameras. Either it's your Ace Pro or your X4 or any other product that you're gonna use. Whatever the circumstance is that you use when you're making content while riding, biking, driving, whatever the aspect is, make sure you have your cameras. Now with that being said, the essential thing to go with those would be your batteries. And you can't have enough batteries when you're going on a trip because the initial ride of 5 hours is long, so you want to make sure you have your batteries or your ND filters for your POV camera to ensure you get either that motion blur or just to kind of give it the look that you want to give it. So ensure that you have a bunch of these, aka your batteries, or your ND filters, or any other accessories that you would have to bring. Now, if you watch any of my, I guess, Instagram reels, you would have known that I had broken my Insta360 selfie stick. Now, this is just the regular one, so if you do have the regular one, I recommend picking up an extra just in case it happens to break. You'll have a backup so you can still get your third-person POV off the back of the bike. Now, if you have the action one, hey, it doesn't ever hurt to basically go ahead and get a second one to have with you all at the same time, because anything can happen and you just want to make sure you're covered. So if possible, have two of these. Doesn't matter if you run Insta360 or one of the other brands where you can basically just screw it on. Now for my content creators that like to motovlog, make sure you have a chin mount. I just ordered mine from Motorads. You can order one from Chin Mount. It doesn't really matter. I don't get paid to say whichever. So make sure you have one of those if you want to do like an actual motovlog of the ride. And then also ensure that you're mic'd up. As for myself, I use the Rode Lav mic. It's all the way up in my helmet, tucked into my cheek pad, and just makes it so you can motovlog, talk, and it's not just POV, you're looking around the road, you see your friends. It's so you can conversate with individuals like yourself. So make sure you have your lav mic all set up and good to go. Now, the piece de resistance, or my personal favorite, because 5 hours with no sound but just your engine, it sounds magical, but you go mental, and I've done it before because my headsets have died. Not this specific one, but this one, it's basically a Bluetooth headset. Allows you to communicate with the people that you're riding with, allows you to hear your sat nav, your GPS, whatever you want to call it, allows you to listen to music. It is a key thing. So in my hands, I have the AS Max F1, brought to you by AS Max World. They were actually nice enough to send me over an original one that is on one of my Speed and Strength. Oh, it's on my Speed and Strength helmet right there. And honestly, it competes with the big two. The user interface, damn near the same. The button controls, damn near the same. So basically, you're spending half the price on this bad boy versus the Cardo. And I know you might get the Cardo because all your friends have Cardos and you want to be able to connect. You can still connect with the Cardo. Same functionalities as well. So if you don't have one, but you want to get one, it's going to do the same thing. And it also syncs up with your Insta360 products. So you can still do in this one, hey Max, or gesture controls, or start the camera. So you still have all those functionalities available to you. Additionally, this is an extra one. They actually sent me over an additional one. And what I plan to do is figure out how to give this away to people. So my goal is to find a fun way to give this away to somebody. I just haven't thought of it yet. So if you have any recommendations on how to do a giveaway for this bad boy, feel free to leave it in the comments and I'll take a look. And honestly, the one that gets the most likes, I'll just go ahead and go with that function. But if you say, just give it to me, we know how that's it's not happening. Now, another essential that I think is pretty important to kind of tie up with your Cardo, although your Cardo or your Bluetooth headset. I don't want to specifically say them, but another thing to tie them all together is how to keep them charged when they die. So if you do have any batteries that you need to charge, maybe your phone's dying because your quad lock doesn't have the MagSafe charger or the charger to go on it, a portable battery pack. I don't believe I had one last year, so when things started dying on my initial ride, there's nothing much I could do. Kind of just had to suck it up and then wait till I got to our Airbnb in Montreal, Quebec, South. Sorry, my French people, I know I'm Canadian, I should know how to pronounce it, but when we got there, I was able to charge everything back up. So ensure you pick up a portable charger. It doesn't have to be this one. I'm gonna butcher the name, Yisonger, but any portable charger will basically do to ensure that if you need to charge something, you can stick it in your bag, in your pocket, keep the juice flowing, and don't have to worry about anything dying, and just kind of capture content as you move along on the trip. Next up, this is something, if you can see it here, I truly wish I brought last year. I was so caught up in the hype of tinted visors look amazing that I forgot to bring a clear one. So it made my nighttime riding there very difficult. And to be honest, I don't nighttime ride very often. I'm more of a daytime person. I think people at night, and honestly people at day, horrible at driving. And it's usually, as everyone says, the biker's fault, but it doesn't sit right with me. So ensure that you can figure out a way to bring a additional visor. Maybe even your original one cracks, who knows? Just have a backup visor with you so you can ride at night, especially in some roads that you don't know that well. You want to make sure you're safe. So clear visor is, or additional visor is a must. Now we're gonna get into the thing that might burn the soul of some squids, gear. As you can see, these ones are pretty rough, but these are my Dainese boots. Dainese, I don't know what model they are, but these are my Dainese boots. Now, I say your gear because I've learned my lesson. I was that individual, crashed on a road trip, whatever, towed my bike home. End of the story. I'm not gonna dive too deep into it, but having your gear on a long road trip is probably one of the most important things, because anything can happen on that stretch of driving where if an accident occurs, you wanna make sure that you're protected. Ooh, got a little itch there. Trust me, you want to be protected if you fall or go down. So I recommend just wear some gear, even if it's a textile or a leather. Have some gear on to ensure that if anything does happen, you are properly protected. So gear is highly important when I say that. Now, depending on how big your bag is, and I'm gonna get into kind of bags and kind of transporting stuff there. If you can bring an extra pair of gloves, I recommend it. Speed and Strength was absolutely amazing enough to send me over some of their racing gauntlet gloves. And then I still have their short gloves. I use the short gloves for kind of the short rides, going from like small point A to point B. These would be my favorite. But for like long rides, kind of a little bit more high speeds, or if you're going up to the back roads because you're doing that on your road trip, gauntlets would be better. So if you have the space, I'd say bring two. If you don't, bring the one that's gonna give you the most protection, because like I said, long ride, anything can happen and you wanna be safe. It's your maintenance items. So no one person can carry everything. So if you're going on a road trip, ensure that you communicate with your, fellow trippers and tell them what you plan to bring, or ask what everyone can bring and coordinate from there. So in my case here, I have tools. So in this little bag here, I have a 3/8, and then I also have a 10mm, but I think I also have a 10mm wrench, but I think it's somewhere on my workbench, and a couple Allen keys. Now, my ZX6R comes with the toolkit in it. So currently the toolkit is right there, and it's there so if anything goes down or kind of goes wrong, I can tinker on my bike. This is kind of going to be for like my other accessories that I have. If I need to tighten something, loosen something, I'll have this as well, and this will be tucked in my bag. Now this is, I think, is important. It looks huge, but this bad boy here, let me just get it up there for you guys. This bad boy here is from AS Max again. And when I tell you AS Max is actually making some quality stuff, this is your portable pump. Honestly, it gives you gives you PSI, so you can see how much air is in your tire. If, and I say if someone happens to get a flat tire and someone has a patch kit and they patch it, then what? Exactly. So ensure that somebody, if possible, has one of these, so you're not pushing a bike down a back road or on a highway trying to get to a pump where you got to call CAA or a tow truck and it's costing more money. One-stop shop. And this good thing about this, it's rechargeable, so use your portable battery pack, recharge it if it needs be, but you have it on hand in case someone gets a flat. This is the AS Max T10 portable pump. Honestly, I've seen too many people get flats, pop tires, then you gotta patch it, and then it's like, how do you get from here to home? This comes in handy. Your bags, the most important thing. Where are you gonna put all your stuff? Your bags. So for bags themselves, I have the Rhino Walk 30-liter bag. It's waterproof. It honestly straps on to the back of my bike, so I don't have to wear it on my back, and it eases the pain. Now I know there's lots of other brands out there. I know there's Kemimoto, OGO, all of those. Everybody has a backpack. But personally, I did this ride last year, and I think the worst part was just having a bag on my back. So I picked up the Rhino Walk. It basically straps on using my passenger pegs, and then another strap that's kind of buckled in underneath my seat to hold the bag secure, and I don't have to worry about it. This one here is vintage, I guess you could call it. I might be aging myself, but this is the Joe Rocket tank bag, exactly how it sounds. Basically, you take the bag, and it basically stays on there. So yeah, so basically you take the bag, sticks on there. It's magnetic. I used it last year and we did some speeds and I wasn't worried about it flying off. So it's a quality stuck on there bag. So if you can get a bag. So if you have options or ability to get different bags, grab a tank bag if you can. If you don't like it, who cares? Don't get one. Get a backpack that's big enough to carry the items that I mentioned, plus your clothes. Like I said in my initial opening, if you show up to a road trip with no clothes, you're a dirtbag. I stand by that opinion. But anyways, yeah, bring clothes. Get a backpack. If you want to have a backpack that is on the back of your back, or on the back of your bike, do either or, whatever suits your needs. Some people overpack, some people have a backpack, and then they have a bag back there, then they have that, then they have side bags. Do what suits your needs, just make sure you have your clothes, what you need to make content. If you don't make content, what you need just to survive on that stretch of riding you're gonna do. Lastly, these are just some honorable mentions that if you wanna bring it, fuck it, bring it. A side bag. Now I say this side bag because if you content create or you're going out and you want to be able to put your cameras and anything in a bag, maybe you don't want to lug your backpack around. A side bag is basically going to be that bag, it's how it sounds, it's your side bag. You put all your extra stuff in there and you don't have to worry about it taking up additional space. Subsequently, additionally to the side bag comment is a tripod. I like this tripod because it bends, basically, you know, do the wrap thing, blah, blah, blah. You wrap it, stick it, you can put it anywhere, get your shots using your camera, either it's your Ace Pro, the one I'm recording on now, or your X4. So, little tripod. And a cloth to clean your lenses. The worst thing about shooting content is, yo, that was a fire shot. It's smudgy. Now you gotta redo the whole thing, and we all know the first time is the best time. Everything else after that is, you know, take it how you want to take it. But these are my honorable mentions. Side bag for when you're actually riding around, maybe you're just in town, maybe you go downtown and you want to party it up. Side bag and cloths and a tripod. All in all, those are what I plan to bring. Kind of, you can't see it, but all the stuff are behind me. It made it really easy to grab everything. That's it. So yeah, all in all, basically that is, all the stuff is back there that you'd want to bring for your, I think I would bring, or I'm going to bring for this road trip, because I did it last year and I fell short on some things. Maybe I had too much of some stuff, and I've learned. So I shared kind of this knowledge with you. I'm waiting on my Motorad's chin mount so I can get back into the vlogging. That's why I haven't vlogged. I had a video photo shoot with Speed and Strength, and I had to kind of quickly rip off the chin mount that was there. So yeah, I haven't been able to vlog, and honestly, it sucks. I can see my subscribers going up. God bless, love you all. But sadly, I just can't really do anything until I get it. So hopefully that comes in and I can kind of vlog the trip. So yeah, stay tuned. Honestly, it's gonna be an amazing trip. I'm going up there with my buddy, Foul Bunny. Honestly, absolutely huge shout out to you, big guy, for hitting 100K subscribers on YouTube. It's only up from here for you, for us, and whoever else is actually along on the journey with us. So other than that, have yourselves an awesome day. And as I always say, peace.